And I want them to know right now they are going to be mad at Sister Turner, so they might as well go and get that out their system right now. Just going to know that on the front. And we will do the dance. Now I will dance with dance partners I like and love, and I will do the dance with people who I don't care that much about. We will dance, but I only got one mama and one daddy. That every dollar, every $5, every $10, every $100, it matters to whether or not somebody's gonna have food on their table. It matters whether or not somebody's gonna be evicted. It matters about whether or not they're gonna be able to pay their car notes so that they can go to work or even get that bus pass that they may need. So we can't have a cavalier attitude. So I do get, because people's material conditions need to change. And when they don't change, it makes people like me who are running to continue to be a champion. It makes it look like, when we get out there and tell people to vote, it's going to change your life. Vote, it's going to change your life. And then they vote and don't change their life. What am I supposed to do with that, Black? At some point, I got to tell them that what they're doing, even though I don't necessarily agree with it, is a logical, rational decision. At some point, we got to do better. We cannot have it. We got to call it a moral question now. Seriously.
Well, I agree. At some point, what is working? It's not working when you do the vote. It's not happening, and people have excuses. I get that, but I just can't see hanging all the responsibility on the shoulders of Cori Bush, who she hadn't even unpacked yet.
That's true.
She hadn't even moved in yet. And they're like, well, you need to go against Pelosi and vote her down. Don't vote for her. Well, who's running against her? No one. Well, vote against her anyway. I'm like, that's a lot to ask. And then they were criticizing Jamal Bowman for the same thing. And I'm like, Jamal just got here. He just drove up from New York. I would say I understand the frustration, but the people that they had in the crosshairs, to me, weren't the people, but they said these are the people that are closest to our ideology. These are the people that we actually trust, so that's the reason why we pressed them. So it was a back and forth. It was a circle. And I'm looking at it, I say, Nina Turner's going to be next, because everybody's going to have all their hopes on Nina Turner, that you can go to Washington and change the world by herself. And if she doesn't, then Nina Turner failed us and she's a sellout, and I'm going to have to hear that, forever.
I can't do it by myself, and I've always said that cannot do but a team. When you talk about a Congresswoman Cori Bush or Bowman and others that are there, look, we the best hope you got. So that doesn't mean that you don't challenge people that you agree with ideologically, but Jesus, I mean, you're gonna throw people away just like that, and you're right, especially the ones who just got there. It's illogical. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I get the frustration. But put that somewhere else. What the movement, this movement has to be more agile. We got to be more organized, and we have to target the folks that need to be targeted, and we got to act. And that means electorally, but also acting within our communities too. Everything doesn't have to happen from a legislative perspective. Now, the level of suffering that we have in the country, be clear. No, that needs to happen legislatively, but there's some other things. And so as we organize and we encourage people like a Bush to run, and then you're going to throw them under the bus and roll over them just because they're not hopping to the beat of your drum. Look, if the prerequisite, and I think like we've talked about this before, it bears repeating. If the prerequisite for a relationship is that you and I always agree, we're always in lockstep, or if the prerequisite is I do every damn thing you tell me to do, then we ain't got much of a relationship. Relationship is about give and take. And there's going to come a point in time where you are disappointed. Do you walk away?
The problems still exist. Yeah, the problems don't change that way. I mean, nothing gets done if you walk away, if you just give up. No, nothing changes.
No, it doesn't. And I want them to know right now, they are going to be mad at Sister Turner. So they might as well go and get that out their system right now. Just going to know that on the front. And we will do the dance. Now, I will dance with dance partners I like and love, and I will do the dance with people who I don't care that much about. We will dance. But I only got one mama and one daddy. and I serve God, but I serve the people. So we're going to do this dance. We don't always have to agree. You don't throw that at the progressives like that. Wait and see. You don't know what kind of conversations people have. Some of this stuff has to be strategy. Like I think a lot of it is that the progressive movement is so young and it's raw. And that's what I love about it. I mean, what's good about the progressive movement can also be the challenging part about the movement. I served in a caucus before. I know what this is like to be behind the scenes and people not know exactly what's going on. But if you really do trust people like me and others. And I'm not saying put all your hopes and dreams on any one person, but if you trust us as a group, if you trust our integrity, if you know that 9 times out of 10 we are with the people, or 99.9%, then you got to trust that something else might be percolating. Even if you don't know exactly what, and give us the benefit of doubt. That doesn't mean that you don't stay out there pushing like hell and calling names and challenging people, but don't throw your folks under the bus. The best chance you got are the progressives that were elected. And even sometimes we can win over some of our sisters and brothers who may not be as progressive as we are. There's always a time and a place to decide whether or not somebody is a sellout. This ain't the time nor the place, especially for the members who just got there, and not just the ones that were just elected in 2020. We got some others that just got there in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, don't do that. You, as my grandma said, you cut your nose to spite your face. So I just want them to know, Sister Turner going there and working with doesn't mean acquiescing to. I know who I serve, but that does not mean that I'm not going to have some disagreements even with this movement. So don't bring it here. Okay. You heard it on Tim Black's show. Don't try Sister Turner like that. Don't do it.
Well, I appreciate you putting it out there, and that was very unequivocally. Like, there's no gray area there. You see exactly where Nina Turner's coming from, and I'm so glad you said it on my show, because I've been taking a lot of heat for having the same line of thought that you have on this, and
you're right.
You know, it's
and they have a right to their opinion, but you and I are in agreement here. You got to have a little more mercy and patience, especially with the people who you know is on your side. Now, if it's folks you got to question and look at the side eye to determine whether they're on your side, then that may be another conversation. And even then, the goal should be to put the pressure on and try to win these people over. At some point, you're going to know whether or not you will know whose side that they're on, but the people who you know absolutely are on your side, and you're going to treat them like this. So like, I appreciate people like you coming out there saying, hold on, wait a minute now, wait a minute. Because you don't know the conversations that are being had, and everything is not spoken out. People don't necessarily tell all of that. I've served in the caucus. I've had fierce disagreement with my caucus sisters and brothers, but that doesn't mean I go out and air everything out there like that, because you got to be strategic too. There's a strategy to this as well. And that's why we need the grassroots on the outside raising the hell that they raising. But don't throw your people away on the inside.
I think they got so they're used to people like you, Nina. They don't see you like a politician. They see you as Nina, just telling the truth, speaking that truth to power. But there's different roles for different positions. And as a politician, you have to strategize. You have to work with people. You have to sometimes try to get some good in with the bad, or you contribute nothing. And that doesn't help anyone if you contribute nothing. And I think at the end of the day, Nina, it comes down to trust. And I think there's just some progressives just don't trust. And once again, I can't blame them for not trusting people.
Me too. I'm with them. But all we can do is just to continue out there, in the Christian tradition, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. I will not sing it because I cannot sing. But this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And just hope and trust and believe that I get the benefit of the doubt more often than not. That's all we can ask. But you're absolutely right. I know why people mad as hell. I know why they're frustrated. I know why they don't trust. I know why at time to time they may think that their champions are letting them down.
Right.
I get it. You can have all those emotions, and you got to give the people who you know without a shadow of a doubt are on your side. You got to have some mercy and some patience.
Absolutely.
And don't judge everything on one action. Don't judge everything on one action. It's a body of work you're trying to look at. I get it, but I get it. You and I, you are absolutely right. I do understand why they mad as hell and can't take it no more. I really do. But I hope that same understanding that we're giving them, that they give us.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to timblacktv.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.